Hey there everybody, I am the Gerbil. In today's video I want to talk about Galactic legend Leia Organa, and I want to speculate about her team composition. Who is going to go with her? I'm not talking about unlocked requirements, but compositions. Now this is a speculation video, so if you don't like speculations and you just want to wait until CG announces it, then go ahead and skip this video. But before you go ahead and hit that like button once, and if you really hate speculation, hit that dislike or downvote button twice. I would appreciate it. Okay, so moving right along, not even general, just Galactic Leia Organa squad. Are we going to get a whole new squad for her? Something like we did the Hutt Cartel, where we got Chrysanthemum, we got Bosch Leia, and we got Skiffguard Lando. Like 3 marquees, all 3 used in the Jabba team. Add Jabba, that's 4 of the 5. Can't see my hand. That's 4 of the 5. So we had a whole new squad. Or are we going to get a Rebel faction shakeup, by which I mean we don't use the Nisa, we leave Captain Rex with Phoenix, and we just rearrange to build a squad out of existing characters. Well, let's take a look. First off, there are 51 Rebel and Friends in the game, and I do include Sana because she runs a Rebel squad, and I do include the 8 Ewoks. They are all honorary Rebels, no doubt about that. To really kind of break this down though and understand what team is likely, we need to look back at the road ahead real quick. There are a few little clues in here that I think really point to what could be and what I want it to be. First off, the in-game graphic of Leia clearly is in her Endor outfit, which, while CG has never cared about thematics, aka Lord Vader with Maul or Sith Eternal with Watt and Armorer, yeah, that totally makes sense. I think that they have been working harder to try to actually improve the thematics lately. Case in point, Crate Raid, where you can only use Jawas, Tuskens, Old Republic, Mandalore. It actually makes sense based on Star Wars lore. So I think they are making an effort for that. So if that's wishful thinking, whatever. Otherwise, let's just keep going. In the road ahead, it says that Leia, she is naturally drawn to the attention of the enemy. And if they fail to accomplish their goal of prioritizing her, then they will be punished. Draws attention. That makes me think that she's going to be a tank. That failure to prioritize suggests to me that she's going to be more difficult to hit, and therefore not a tank. Also because the snippet of her basic we received, and I'm 100% sure this is not the entire basic, but just a snippet, says deal true damage to target enemy equal to 10% of the damage other Rebel allies received since her last turn. So if she is a tank, her basic becomes incredibly weak, at least on paper, it becomes weak. So I don't think she's going to be a tank. Pretty sure she's not. Pretty sure she will be a support or an attacker. All right, that means we're probably going to want a tank in there to absorb this damage. So we'll get back to this in a little bit. Also, it says that in the road ahead, they talked about introducing a whole new character, Drogan, a rebel captain who fought in the rebellion at Endor. So again, thematic. We have an Endor fighter coming to join Leia, and they define him as a key part of GL Leia's squad. Now, first off, I don't think that Drogan is going to be a marquee, and I don't think Drogan is going to be a requirement for unlocking, because they've already told us 5. They said there are 10 more to come, and oh, by the way, let's talk about a new guy, Drogan. If Drogan was a requirement, they likely would have just said it right then and there, and we would have 6 of the requirements out of 15. They didn't do that. It was deliberate not to do that. It had to be. Therefore, I think Drogan is likely going to be like a lifter character or something coming later, probably in a future conquest after Leia comes to the table. So there's my guess right there. Watch out for a future Drogan. Interesting, talks about his arms and stuff and being thematic to Star Wars. He's probably not going to be human, so I really look forward to seeing what they come up with there. Nonetheless, they also say that he has a sense of justice and a passion to help those in need. That tells me he's a healer, a support, and I left it off, but a tank. I'm betting he's going to be the tank. Leia will be probably an attacker or support, and he will be the tank to absorb that damage so that Leia can reflect it back on your enemies. So I look forward to that, but a key part of the squad means we need to assume that he's going to be in that squad for now, at least for now. Time will tell. So what we need to do is come up with 3 more characters. So we got GL Leia, we got Drogan, we need 1, 2, 3 more characters. I have a cool prediction who they might be. And many of you are going to say, no, you're dead wrong, Gerbil, and I probably am, but this is kind of cool anyway. So these are the current standard common teams in Rebels. We got CLS, Rogue One, Rebel Fighters, Phoenix, Murder Bears, Saw Sloppy Seconds, Son of Scoundrels, Fish and Friends. And that leaves some kind of OG characters up here. Farm Boy, Old Ben, Lobot. These guys don't have anywhere to go. And Lando is a requirement. Doesn't really have a team. Now, you can put him up there with Sana, but I don't. I mean, some people do. His kid is okay, but I think that R2 is better, and I think Rolo is better. Nonetheless, he's there. That also means you got 3 unused Ewoks, and we got Drogan, who's going to be with Leia, and then we've got some, I think like Sabine works pretty well actually with a Mandalore team if you want to go that route, and then you got Hoth Soldier, who's worthless, Bodhi is totally useless, and poor Zeb has been kind of kicked off the Phoenix team. Not sure what to do with him. All right, so we got 2 options. We lift an existing team by putting Leia Drogan into it, or we build a new team. I don't want to see a team getting lifted. I really don't. And here's why. If we were to take 2 of these teams, for example, Saw Sloppy Seconds, and here I said leftover roadkill, or CLS, and we kind of like rank them in terms of meta busting power, CLS has been a top tier meta attack team for 5 years or so. It keeps getting improved incrementally over time with new characters like C-3PO and Chupio. Poor Wiggs and Beige Chura team, they got Saw, who's just not good. Now, if you throw in a Leia and you shake this up, you throw in a Galactic Legend Leia into one of these 2 squads, you're going to get either a tiny incremental boost, pushing CLS from already a heavy hitter to a top GL level hitter, and that's good, but it's a high cost because you have to sacrifice an existing team that was already really good. Conversely, you could make a team way better, but I don't think that's going to happen. Also, it just doesn't make sense with the thematics of Drogan being a rebel Endor fighter with like Baze and Chirrut. They were dead at the time of Endor. But I digress. What I think what's going to happen is we will hopefully get an entire new squad to add to our roster. Now, I don't mean all new characters, because there is still a bit of a shakeup we can do to get a new squad without decimating or substantially impacting any of the existing standard teams. So let's first look at our options. Okay, I think like if you take the solid teams, the best of the best here of the Rebel and Friends factions, and you get rid of them, here's what we have to work with. All right, now Zareth has been talking, I've been told, I haven't heard, so it is hearsay, please forgive me Zareth if I'm wrong, but Zareth has been talking a lot about it boosting CLS, and that's the team I just absolutely really cross my fingers, hope and pray does not get changed. Because if you pull CLS out, you got to put Drogan in there also. That means you got to pull someone else out. That's probably going to be C-3PO. Now, he could happily join the Murder Bears down below, who makes Nisa really good because of the expose. That Nisa attacks, applies expose, attacks again, triggers expose, attacks a 3rd time, applies expose, next Ewok, triggers expose. They hit really hard. But CLS, where does he go? He gets like the sloppy leftover of the leftovers of the leftovers. And then poor old Wicket is likely the one to come out because Nisa replaced an Ewok and then C-3PO replaces one. And Wicket is the iconic Ewok. So I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, like, yeah, there might be a different way to manage this and matrix this out, but I don't think this is going to happen. Here's what I think is going to happen, and I will justify it if you stick with me. I think Murder Bears are going to end up pulling Scout and Teebo out of retirement, and then we're going to have a B-tier Ewok team. They've always been, I know, communally thought of as a low-quality team, and I dispute that till the end, but I think that they are going to actually be reduced a bit. Although, with the turn meter removal on Scout and Teebo, and then the turn meter advantages from Teebo and Chirpa, and just whatever, then I think it's, and Nisa's Omicron, I think it's a good territory defense team, but we'll see. I think Leia is actually going to be a combo Rebel Ewok team. And like, seriously, don't leave. Listen. Hear me out for a second. Leia Drogan, you got 2 Rebels right there. Triple Ewoks. The Ewoks greatly outnumbered the Rebels at Endor. Again, I'm getting thematic here. But why? How can I justify this? Well, check out Nisa's kit. Something different. Oh, look, check it out. It says title here. Something is different in Nisa's kit versus the wording of the original Ewoks. In particular, Nisa and Elder are... They actually have some overlap. Same way that Raven's Claw overlapped Han's Millennium Falcon before Profundity came out. When the Raven's Claw hit, we were like, why do we need this? It's similar, but it's not as good. Nisa and CG even said, take out Elder from the squad. So that frees Elder to go somewhere else. And Nisa has a similar healing mechanic. Similar. But read what it says real quick. Do you see what's different? Nisa says dispel all buffs on Ewok allies. So she ain't going with Leia. Elder says dispel all buffs on all allies. Nisa says call target Ewok to assist. All Ewoks gain, right? And you go down the kit and it's like Ewoks gain this, heal Ewoks, whatever. Ewok Elder says revive a random defeated ally, which could revive a GL Leia. It also says all allies recover health. Ewok's kit is not, Ewok Elder's kit is not Ewok specific. And Leia, of course, recruited the Ewoks into the rebellion, and already in her requirements for unlock, 2 of the 5 are Ewoks. 2 of the 5 already are Ewoks. So what I think is Wicket will find himself a home appropriately with Endor Leia. They shared a lot of screen time together. They were the first point of contact. I think that Logray is possibly there. I'm not too sure on that one, but I think Ewok Elder is definitely there. I definitely think this is going to be what's happening. I mean, maybe he doesn't come out, but what really could bring this home is if for the encounter, Leia's kit says Ewoks gain Rebel tag. If the Ewoks gain the Rebel tag, similar to how Dadbod Boba Fett gains the Tusken tag, they've already done this in the game now. If she adds the Rebel tag to the Ewoks, then that snippet of her basic makes sense a lot more. Now, maybe you put in Paploo instead of Logray. Then you got the tank, who's taunting, who's absorbing the damage, who's being healed by Drogan, who likes to help in his allies. You got Elder, who's there to revive and heal and keep them going. You got Wicket as your attacker. Leia could be an attacker, I don't know. But this is my penultimate hope. And I have to stop and also give some credit to AP Gaines, who I had an amazing conversation with this morning. He asked me on his PP podcast, so check that out. We had a wonderful conversation about it, and he's the one who tossed out this through our conversation. He said, what if the Ewoks gained the Rebel tag? And I was like, mind blown. I had already anticipated this squad, but that might be the secret sauce. Is Leia's kit going to grant the Rebel tag? Time will tell. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like and subscribe. If you didn't, please tell me why in the comments below. Let me know, or reach out to me on Discord. You can find me at _gerbil. That's it, just _gerbil on Discord, and I would love to chat with you and learn about why you didn't like the video so that I can do better. All right, thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.